what's fantastic about it is it has all these formulae that I, as a business person, can use.
It's very straightforward, very easy to use.
Hi everyone, I'm Bruno Aziza, and today we are spending some time with Arun and Larissa. Thank you guys very much for your time. We're going to talk about this application that you're going to get at the end of this shoot called Calendar Analytics. Now, Arun, you are the person behind the idea. You originated this whole concept. So tell us a little bit about what you do and how you use the application.
Sure, Bruno. So I'm a director of product management at the business platform marketing team. This came about because about 6 months back, I was reading a blog by Chris Capicella, who's one of our senior executives in Microsoft. And like 10 years ago, he used to work very closely with Bill Gates as his speech assistant. And when he was doing that, he described the process that Bill uses to manage his time. And I was blown away by that. Bill is very rigorous. At the end, at the beginning of the year, he thinks about his priorities and he thinks about where he wants to invest his time. And every month he goes back and looks at where he spent it and where he intends to spend it over the next month so that he can make corrections. So I was really impressed by that, and I thought this was a great way for people to think about time management.
So you might have a very similar issue trying to manage your time, but that's great. I can manage my time well, but what do I get once I'm done managing my time well?
Sure. A lot of us think actively about managing our money, and we spend a lot of time doing it, right? But we don't really think much about how the return we get on the time we invest. So one of the things that we did is we took this tool that we're talking about and we ran it against one of our executives' calendars. And we realized that if we did some optimization on his time, we could actually double the amount of time he spent on our core business priorities. And that means like the business gets an entirely new executive almost for free. And that was something that really surprised us, and it really helped us out.
That's quite impressive. I'm sure you're probably relating to this situation. If you spend a little bit more time stepping back and taking a look at how you align your time and the choice you're making on those meetings, you'd get a lot of value back to yourself and back to your team. Now, Larissa, you spend your time managing these executives on day in and day out, making sure they are on target. So tell us a little bit about what you do and how you use the application tool.
Sure thing. I'm a business administrator for a general manager of the business platform outbound marketing team. And I spend a majority of my time managing my manager's calendar to make sure he's where he needs to be and meeting with the right people and managing his time to the best of my ability.
And so how often do you use the tool and what do you do with it?
I use it at least once a week, and I run it to pull reports on where Eugene's spending most of his time. I can see how much time he's spending traveling between meetings. I can see how many meetings he's being in to make decisions, and it's tremendously helpful.
So take us through the specific steps when you open the application and what you need to go through. Is it a difficult application to use, or is it pretty straightforward?
It's very straightforward, very easy to use. You simply open up the application, you click Refresh All. You're going to have a field where you enter in an alias or multiple aliases if you have access to multiple calendars. You select the correct alias, you hit enter. It takes a few minutes to run another report. And then you select the PowerPivot tab, you click Refresh All. Then you go to the Data tab and click Refresh All, and then it'll pull your report rather quickly. And then
then what happens once you get the report? You just play with the slicers and it's just that simple, huh?
The slicers are great. You can see exactly what you need to see. I can see if Eugene's, what day he's spending most of his time traveling, what day he's most likely to have free time to meet with other people. It's very, very easy to use, easy to navigate, and sort on what I need to find out.
So that's a great example of where you've got a very easy, usable application, but there's a lot of innovation in the background. One of them is it's using EWS, which is Exchange Web Services. It's also using things that I think you like, Arun, things like reference tables. So explain to us how you use it with your business needs.
Yeah, what I really like about it is that, when I think about my business priorities, I'd like to see how much time I spend on each priority. So when I categorize my calendar based on Outlook or Exchange categories, I can map this back to my business priorities using reference tables. So when I see this report on this tool, it's really easy because I can say, this is my priority number 1, how much time I'm investing on it in my calendar. And that helps me make sure that my time is spent where I think it'll have the best impact.
So this is very important. As you're using categories inside Outlook, it must be very useful to be able to report off of that. But you can now, because using Excel, you can extend that functionality into mapping those categories into maybe categories groups, or see how it maps to your commitments, and then report off of those, which is very powerful once you refresh the data. Are there other things that you're using? I'm thinking particularly DAX formulas and other things like that.
Yeah, the thing that I love about this tool is that since it's based on Excel and Excel works ships with PowerPivot, what's fantastic about it is it has all these formulae that I, as a business person, can use. And since I'm pretty familiar with using Excel, it's very easy for me to take these DAX formulae you're referring to and build views of my own that I think are helpful to me to better understand where I'm spending my time.
So these are great examples of how you're going to use the data. You might have some ideas on how to extend it, like for instance, getting data from the Windows Market Data Place and maybe mapping your own data with cloud data. This is a great example. So we're really excited to hear back from you. You're going to get access to this application by simply going to this link. And until next time, I'm Bruno Ziza.